The following program contains language, images, and/or subject matter that may be objectionable to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Direct from Albany, New York, it's time for the New Media Zone. With your hosts, Ed and Dave. Tonight, a look at this week's new film and DVD releases. And a chance to win free movie tickets with the Poster Pals game. And now your hosts, Ed and Dave.
Hello, and welcome to the New Media Zone. Ed and Dave here. Ed and Dave with you. Going back in time this week to 1979. Match Game 79.
Ooh.
79, the end of the 70s. We're seeing the end of the disco thing. Of course, some radio jockey had to blow up the disco records in the in the stadium
Was
somewhere.
that in Comiskey Park in Chicago, causing great damage to the field? And I guess that was in. I think it was in between a doubleheader.
Yeah.
And I think they couldn't play the second game because they damaged the field so badly.
Very rapidly.
1, 2, 3, boom! Yeah! That brought up real good!
Park, and I'm sure glad, and I hope they don't let you people see what's going on here at Comiskey Park.
Holy cow! Now the police are out on the field. Boy, oh boy.
Yep, I had to blow up the disco records.
That's right.
It's a shame. People were enjoying the disco at the time. They don't need to stop that. They didn't know what other music was to come.
It was cancel culture way back then.
It was. They were canceling disco. I liked how we went to school. And our school time ended in 80.
Uh-huh.
It was the end of the 70s. It was a clear-cut end to our school and the end of the 70s.
Right.
I'm glad to have graduated in 1980. Were you, Dave?
The year had no special significance.
No.
The fact that I graduated was good enough for me.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting that we wrote out all of these 70s in our...
All right.
79, here we go. What was going on in the
Oh.
movies when we were in our final year of high school? And this would have been 11th and 12th grade for us.
Yes, it would have been. So in 1979, the top 10 films. Number 10. And again, I don't understand the appeal of these characters, but The Muppet Movie.
Yeah.
I mean, they're moderately entertaining, but I don't know. This half-hour show was okay,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know.
I believe this had the Oscar-winning song in it. Oh, The Rainbow Connection.
Oh,
The Rainbow Connection. And this had the real Kermit voice, not the one that came along after.
well, that was Frank Oz, wasn't he? Didn't he originally do Kermit, or did he do him second?
Henson.
Henson did him first.
Jim Henson.
Okay, then I think Frank Oz did him. No?
Frank Oz did Miss Piggy, and I think still does it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Rainbow Connection. There's I can't think of her name who did that song. Yeah, whatever. She did it like in the 90s or 2000s.
Mhm.
I can't think of her name. But anyway, number 9. Moonraker
Oh.
with Lois Childs. Now I'm going to say, if this is... Now this wasn't the film which she showed her upper half.
Right.
That I think was a Tales from the Crypt or something?
Oh, Creepshow 2.
Creepshow.
But yeah, she was in this as a Bond girl, and then she was in Dallas for 2 seasons.
Oh, I did not know.
Right after this, and then a few years later, it was down to Creepshow 2 and Show Your Boobs.
Oh,
So, and I don't know what happened after that.
I don't either.
Should look up what happened after. We love Lois Childs and Creepshow 2.
Yes. Number 8,
I
The
like-
Jerk.
Oh.
That's a Steve Martin film.
Mm-hmm.
Never saw that, actually.
I saw it in the theater.
Oh.
I do remember, like, Steve Martin at the time. This was Carl Reiner, I think.
Yes.
directed this.
Number 7. Now, this is where you have the good nude scenes. 10.
Oh, yes.
With Dudley Moore, Julie Andrews, and Bo Derek. In her, with her hair.
Cornrows.
Yes, and
All
running
the
the
rage.
beach. And then they had like a nude
Toot.
thing going on at the swimming pool where a bunch of people were all naked. Like
I watched
79.
that not too long ago, and it's pretty good. It's a little adult for us in 12th grade, I think, although we did enjoy Bo Derek.
Yes.
But it's about a middle-aged man
Yes.
and his marriage. And of course, it had Bolero, that song they were... And Sam Jones was her husband.
Oh, I don't
from
remember
Flash
that.
Gordon.
Okay. And Ted. Number 6, Alien, the first one, which is the best one, in my opinion, because it's very suspenseful, thrilling, less of a sci-fi horror film, sci-fi film, and it is more of a thriller with you never know where the thing's coming at you.
Yeah. I don't know why I never saw this in the theater. Did you?
I
at the
did.
time?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I've seen other oddball things, but this and the other thing, Moonraker, for some reason, I didn't see.
Okay.
Even though I've seen James Bond movies back to Diamonds Are Forever in the theater, but for some reason in '79, I think I don't think it lasted long in theaters.
Don't know.
But Alien, I didn't see either.
No.
I saw the book in Walden's. I would look at the pictures. They had a picture book, and I look at all the bloody scenes, but I never saw the film till later.
That had the late Yaphet Kotto in it.
Yeah.
Number 5, Star Trek: The Motion Picture. Never into Star Trek,
No.
so I think I saw one of them with the whale. I think
The Whale we saw in the theater.
That might be about it.
This was the first Happy Meal with a theme.
Oh,
I think they had Happy Meals before that with Ronald, but this was the first tie-in with a movie. And they had the Klingons. And it was I did see this movie, very slow and boring. The new ship was such a big deal. There was like a 10-minute slow rendezvous
kind of
around
panning
it.
of
Yeah,
it, yeah.
panning.
all right.
Had the bald woman, the bald alien. That was kind of interesting.
Perseus Kimbata,
Yes.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Number 4, Apocalypse Now, with Robert Duvall, Martin Sheen, and Marlon Brando, who was only in it for a few minutes, I believe, right? Marlon Brando.
Horror. The horror. It was based on a book, right?
I don't know. Never saw it.
You know, I didn't see it
never
either.
saw it. I don't know the history of the film.
I know they updated the story to Vietnam, and they were searching for Marlon Brando, and he had himself hidden away somewhere when they finally found him. And always sat there. He was probably reading this line off a card: "The horror, the horror."
Was this a Coppola film?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I should see that. I probably have it over here somewhere.
Number 3, Rocky 2.
Rocky 2, I did see in the theater.
You're a Rocky aficionado.
Yeah. I didn't see the first one in the... Oh, I did, after the Oscars.
What was the second one about?
This is
the
the
same-
rematch.
Okay, so
Just the
it was
rematch.
before he started going into Drago and
Yeah.
some of the other wacky things that went on in Rocky.
Clubber. Yeah, this
Clubber
was a
Lang, right.
good story, just the rematch.
Number 2, The Amityville Horror with James Brolin, I believe.
To rid you of horror. The sketch we did where I was James Brolin and we cut up a black t-shirt and I kind of put it on as a beard.
Right. I think who said that, to rid you of horrors?
I believe that was producer Jim did the read on that.
I think afterwards you could hear one of us say, "Rid you of what?"
Yeah.
It sounded like he said whores.
I'm going crazy. It was just me sitting there, wasn't it?
Yes.
Going crazy with a t-shirt and beard on.
And then we gave you some Sanka, which was decaffeinated. Yes. Right. Oh, the classic comedy.
You came in with the coffee, I think, right?
I think so. Yes. Was I trying to be like Robert Young or something?
Yes. Yeah.
Which is the tie-in.
Yeah.
Robert Young was doing the Sanka commercials. James Brolin was in the movie, and Robert Young and James Brolin were in Marcus Welby together.
Yes.
So that's how we...
There's a lot of creative writing
Wow,
in
that was pretty good now that I think about it. What fine writing skills we had. The number one film in 1979, Kramer versus Kramer.
Oh,
Dustin Hoffman, Meryl Streep, right?
yeah.
Getting a divorce, kids.
Was a
blah, blah, blah.
TV movie, basically, what we call them later on.
Yeah, pretty much.
A Lifetime movie.
Yep.
But with big stars, and it won Oscars. I didn't see it in the theater.
I didn't. I saw it on TV.
HBO later.
And for some reason, you have mentioning lines from other
Oh, that's
movies.
for me.
Oh, okay.
Now you remember that line when I do this over here. There's a lot of I have a lot of films here.
All right. So these are honorable mention films.
But
Just outside that top 10 for the year.
yeah, some of them way outside, but things
Oh.
we enjoy like hardcore.
Oh,
I didn't write that. You know that line.
turn it off. Turn it off. That was George C. Scott.
Right.
Season Hubley.
And his daughter was wrapped up in the adult world, and he had to go find her. And somebody put a film on, a Super 8 film of his daughter,
Right.
and he was forced to watch it. It was Peter Boyle, the sleazy
Oh, okay.
detective.
And then George C. Scott's character, in order to infiltrate the porn industry, decided to act as a producer.
Right.
And he was having people come to what's the word I'm looking for?
Audition.
Yes, audition. And he has some kid come in, stand there, and he's talking to him. He's like, okay, that's enough. He goes, don't you want to see my stuff?
Oh, jeez.
What? You want to see my stuff? And he says, yeah, sure. And the kid drops his pants, and he's like,
He had to
okay.
follow through with the acting.
Yes.
And
see my stuff?
remember, Season Hubley was in the booth, the glass
Yes.
booth, and she was, I guess, called topless because she didn't have a lot of stuff there.
She was basically topless.
Yeah. She was top. Wasn't she Kurt Russell's
Yes,
girlfriend?
I
at
think
the
so.
time?
At some time, yes. Yep.
The Warriors
Oh, that's
Look.
awful.
was a cult film.
Yes.
I didn't really enjoy it. There was a baseball gang that had
Something.
baseball, and it was a bunch of oddly dressed gangs.
Yeah. And there was some line in about coming out to play or something.
Yeah.
They said that was an ad-libbed line, from what I understand. What was he clanking
Warriors.
bottles together or something? I don't know what was going on.
Warriors come out to play.
Yeah, that was a weird film.
I haven't seen that whole thing.
I couldn't get through it.
The China Syndrome.
Oh, that was good. Jack Lemmon, Michael Douglas, Jane Fonda.
This came out on March 16th, 1979, 12 days before the 3 Mile Island nuclear accident in Pennsylvania.
Yes.
And
Very,
then,
very appropriate.
I don't know when the sketch was done, but on Saturday Night Live they did the Pepsi Syndrome. I don't know if it was before or after the actual accident. With Dan Aykroyd was Jimmy Carter, and he walked into the nuclear waste, and all of a sudden he grew to 50 feet high, and he was looking through the windows. And they brought in Franken and Davis to explain how the accident worked, and they were mimes, but they were talking. And Al Franken goes, "But," and he points to his butt. The funny sketch from '79, if you look that one up. Caligula.
Oh, that was, what's his name there? Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah, very graphic. There was an X-rated version, I think. I think it was produced by Penthouse.
Yes. Bob Guccione.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
The Prisoner of Zenda with Peter Sellers.
Sellers.
I didn't remember this one.
I vaguely remember it.
And apparently it wasn't great.
Yeah,
He was playing two parts.
Right.
Time After Time.
Oh, another Malcolm McDowell film with Mary Steenburgen, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was very good. He played H.G. Wells.
Yes.
I did like that one. Very good movie.
And Justice for All.
Oh! Ready?
Yes.
You're out of order! You're out of order! The whole trial is out of order! They're out of order! That's Al Pacino. I'm just getting started!
That's the classic Al Pacino, not the later Al Pacino.
No.
But that line was very popular and spoofed all over the place at the time.
One of his other classic lines, hoo-ah!
That was the later, deeper.
Yeah. It's not even a line. It's just a sound.
Of course, we love when Don Knotts shows up
No, we don't.
in a movie. This was the prize fighter, one of the Tim Conway and Don Knotts team ups.
Oh, didn't they do a western like the Apple Dumpling Gang or
Yeah.
something? Okay.
Now this one we say what is Don Knotts known for, mainly doing in all his films,
Right.
is Shaken, right?
Right, yes.
And his name is Shake in
Oh.
this film.
Well, there you go.
And three more. Salem's Lot was
Um,
actually a TV movie.
yes, David Soul.
Yeah, it was with a real spooky vampire.
One of Alice Cooper's favorite films.
Yeah, it's very good. It was in two parts, but there is a theatrical version. Being There.
Ooh, great film, Peter Sellers. I like to watch TV.
Now, you described this film one time as one of your favorites, but what was there about it?
What do you mean?
You said it was one of your favorite films, but very slow
Oh,
film.
a very slow film. It's a character film, basically.
Mhm.
He's a gardener. He's a dim-witted, slow person. He's a gardener, and I think it was Melvin Douglas who was the guy who he worked for, who passed away, and so the estate is basically he's got to leave,
Mhm.
and for some reason he becomes like this. Everyone thinks he's very profound in what he's saying,
Mhm.
but he just doesn't know what he's saying. He just I like to watch TV.
He repeats a lot of TV
Yeah.
stuff, right?
And he's Chance the gardener, but they hear it as Chauncey Gardner. That's what they think his name is. But it was wasn't his last film. It was next to last film.
Yeah.
Should have been his last film.
Right.
I guess The Faces of Fu Manchu ended up being
Right.
his last film. Yeah. But yeah, this was a good movie.
Did he win, or did it won some Oscars? I don't know who won, though.
I don't recall.
And finally, the Dracula. The Frank Langella.
Oh, Frank Langella. Yeah.
We went down to New York that summer, and there was giant Dracula
Really?
posters and ads all over the place.
Now watch Frank Langella closely. It's something he's done in most of his films.
Uh-huh.
But when you are acting and you're in a close-up, looking at someone, you're supposed to look at one eye.
Right.
He flutters back and forth
He
like
does the fluttering.
like a nervous twitch. It's just you see his eyes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's very disturbing.
That might work in Dracula, maybe, but not other parts.
I don't know, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there you are. That's movies. Ooh, let's
That's
get rolling.
movies?
Songs.
Okay.
1979. Number 10. Sad Eyes from Robert John.
Oh,
Not Elton John. Robert John.
Sad eyes. Do-do-do.
Yeah, that's me too. Number 9. This probably would have been better for 1969. Ring My Bell.
This was
Fine.
one of the declining disco songs.
You can ring my bell.
Bell.
Ring my bell. That was Anita
Ring a
Ward.
ring, ring.
I don't know that. I just know doobie doobie doo. Number 8. From the Village People,
Oh,
YMCA.
made popular only recently by Donald Trump's dance moves. And of course, they tried to stop him from using that. I don't know why he was using YMCA. Did he know it was a gay anthem? I wonder.
I don't know. Number 7. Hot Stuff from Donna
Oh.
Summer.
Looking for some hot stuff. I thought this might have been used in the film Hot Stuff with Dom DeLuise, but had nothing to do with it, which was out that year.
Number 6. From Gloria Gaynor, I Will Survive.
I will survive.
Number 5. Reunited. Oh,
Oh.
it feels so good, doesn't it, Ed?
Reunited. Now, do you remember anything about this song having to do with high school?
No.
They sent us around, not that we went to the prom, but they sent us around a sheet to everybody in class, and we had to check off which song we wanted as the prom theme, and one of them was Reunited. I don't know what the other ones were.
Okay.
They may have chosen that one. Do you remember?
No.
But that was about two people coming apart, and it was nice they were reunited. But they were apart for a while. That was a good prom theme.
That was from Peaches and Herb. Is it
Ooh.
Herb or Herb?
Herb.
Herb. Peaches and Herb.
If anybody out there from the class of 80 knows what our actual prom theme was, because we didn't go.
I'm just watching the Bumble's head go back and forth over there.
Oh, that's nice. It's working then.
Yeah, it was working. Number 4. From Rod Stewart. Do you think I'm sexy?
Do you think I'm sexy? There was nobody moaning in this one, right? Like the tonight's the night, oh, in the background. I just read recently who that was, and I can't remember now.
Oh, well, thanks for telling
It
us.
might have been an actress.
Number 3, La Freak from Chic.
Aw, freak out! La Freak.
Very nice.
That was one of the better end of disco songs, I felt. Did you feel?
No.
At least there's no Bee Gees in here, right?
No,
There's a Bee Gee
There's no
break
Bee
here.
Gees. Number 2, Bad Girls from Donna Summer.
Bad girls talking is kind of about prostitutes, really.
Oh, what was that? Oh, I should.
Talking about the bad girls.
I should know that song now. Because I frequent. No way.
No.
Number 1,
Oh,
from the
here we
Knack.
go. Oh,
My Sharona. My Sharona. Do 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 do.
do you remember that all summer long in 1979? That was playing all over the place.
Oh, they were supposed to be like the second coming of the Beatles, and I think the lead singer has passed away.
He did. I looked that up.
Doug
As,
Feig,
oh,
something
yeah,
like that.
Puppies and Babies. Where's my? He did pass away though. 10 years ago,
Whoops.
Doug Fiegler.
Feiger. Yep.
Only 57.
Yes, he was young.
From brain cancer and lung cancer.
Oh. I guess getting his Heine check wasn't going to help.
No. I like to look up some of these singers to see if they're still around, and I shouldn't do that anymore because a lot of them are.
Oh,
You
man.
would think they would be. Well, he would be what now? He would be 67. He should still be around.
Oh, yeah,
right?
should, yeah.
It's a shame, the singer from. And we're going to attempt our version. I might have to cut it in at the end.
I think we're going to have to because I already forgot the song.
Of their other song. This was the second big hit, Good Girls Don't. And a lot of people don't remember this one, or vaguely.
Vaguely.
But there's a lot of questionable lyrics in that one. I don't know how they got out at the time. You'll enjoy our version, though, coming up.
No, you won't. All right. The top 10
Ooh.
shows. Number 10. One Day at a Time. Only good for Valerie Bertinelli.
Yeah, and we're not going to mention, we've
Right.
mentioned way too many times that it was very confusing about Bonnie Franklin, who was still braless, I think, at this time.
Right.
They
And
put a bra, they slapped a bra on her when it got into the 80s, I think.
that's the cutoff. Number 9, The Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh,
Number 8, The Jeffersons.
yeah, still going strong into the 80s. They went.
Number 7, Flow, which only lasted 2 seasons, but it was top 7. Probably it was an Alice
Yeah.
offshoot there. Probably followed Alice, I would think.
Uh-huh.
And after that, went down to Turlet.
I guess it did well in a short first season, and then, too much flow and
Yeah, too much. Kiss my grits.
too much, it's good on a sitcom. Don't split
Right.
these people up.
Number 6, Dallas.
Oh,
Oh, you love the Dallas.
I like Dallas. Now, I wasn't watching it yet here
No?
in 79 until I think when all the hubbub that JR was shot in the
Yeah.
beginning of 80. That's when I started to become aware. But
All right.
it was doing well here.
Yes. Number 5, MASH, which I think only had another 2 years left. I think it ended in 82,
3, I think.
83. Number 4, Alice, aforementioned Alice, where Flo was the spinoff of Alice. Number 3, That's Incredible.
Oh,
Boy, that was awful, too. I remember watching a few episodes, but
it was like an early reality show, but stories you didn't really care about.
who was on that? Was it Kathy?
Lee Crosby.
Oh, all right. And John Davidson?
Yes.
Fran Tarkenton?
Yes.
All right. Well, I know Fran.
Very
because
good.
He was the quarterback for my team,
Yeah.
the Minnesota Vikings. They suck. Number 2, Three's Company. I watched Three's Company,
Uh-huh.
and then I've watched it recently.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why I watched Three's Company.
Because you were a 17-year-old boy.
Watching jiggling boobies.
Jiggling. Now that one you did like, right? Suzanne Summers. jiggling?
It was okay. It was okay. Yeah. It was okay. I mean,
You'd rather see her jiggle than that replacement that came in, right?
was it Jenna Lee Harrison?
Well, she was all right. I don't know why they kept her. It was
The one after that. Who
Priscilla Barnes.
Yes, who was in like one of those Rob Zombie films.
Yes.
House of a Thousand Corpses, or the
second
one after that.
Devil's Rejects.
Devil's Rejects, yep.
Yeah.
All right. And the number one show, 60 Minutes.
Oh.
Still on.
Okay, now we're going to attempt to do the next Good Girls Don't, which you didn't remember.
No.
You kind of remember.
Sort of.
The poor lead singer, as he's singing about getting in pants, is gone now.
Oh, well, we're all got to go.
That's sad to think about.
Right.
Well, let's enjoy his work here as we mangle it. With the Good Girls Don't.
She's your adolescent dream, a schoolboy stuff and sticky sweet romance. And she makes you wanna scream, wishing you could get inside her pants. So you fantasize away while you're squeezing her. You thought you heard her say, good girls don't. Good girls don't. Well, she'll be telling you, good girls don't, but I do. So you call her on the phone to talk about the teachers that you hate. And she says she's all alone, and her parents won't be coming home till late. There's a ringing in your brain, 'cause you could have sworn you thought you heard her say, good girls don't. Good girls don't. Well, she'll be telling you, good girls don't, but I do. And it's a teenage sadness everyone has got to taste. And it's teenage madness that you know you can't erase till she's sitting on your face.
Oh, harmonica.
How do you get away with that?
I guess they got away with it by putting it and it hurts in the next line.
Are we going
Here
all
we
the way
go.
to that?
Yeah, why not?
You're with her at last, and you're waiting till you think the time is right. 'Cause you've heard she's pretty fast, and you're hoping that she'll give you some tonight. So you start to make your play, 'cause you could have sworn you thought you heard her saying, good girls don't. Good girls don't. Well, she'll be telling you, good girls don't, but I do. And it's a teenage sadness everyone has got to taste. And in the teenage madness that you know you can't erase till she's sitting on your face. And it hurts. Good girls don't. Good girls don't. Well, she'll be telling you, good girls don't, but I do.
I'm done.
I'm done. So there you go. Good Girls Don't. I think we did all right.
No.
Seeing as you don't know the song or barely remember it.
Are your ears bleeding at home?
How did they get away with sitting on faces and hands in pants?
I don't know.
And there's a sticky, sweet romance.
Oh.
I think that's suggestive of something.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Oh my.
It's pretty bad. But now
We leave you with
it's like
1979.
it's like eating one of those donuts. It's a sticky, sweet romance.
Yeah, maybe that's what they were referring to, donuts.
I do have a rather. No, I'm not gonna say it.
What?
Good night, everybody.
All right, we'll see you next time. We'll be traveling back in the Quantum Leap machine, back to another year where we take a look at, and whether you're, whatever year it is, we may or may not hear us singing, depending on what's coming up or whatever.
Rather not.
There. We will see you next time.
The New Media Zone has been a Cable 2000 production.